Welcome back to another episode of Levolution. It's been a very long time. I've been missing for 2 years, probably more actually. I don't know when the last video was posted. Now, you can't see and you can't tell from these settings, but we're now in Dubai. We've moved. If you've been following the channel or you followed me on Instagram, you would know that about 2 years ago I spoke about moving to Dubai. Well, I've done it and I'm here. And now we're going to be carrying on what we started. Everything's a little bit different, but you'll learn as we go along what we're up to here. I'll make some other videos, but for now, this is a continuation of the podcasts. And we have a very special guest here, Louai. Now, Louai's a friend of mine. We actually met before I moved to Dubai.
Yeah, way before you moved to Dubai.
He slid in my DMs. He was like, "Oh, what's going on, bro?" And we become friends. We've done some business together. And he has a very inspirational story that I thought, you know what? He'd be the perfect person to have kick off the podcast in Dubai, set the standards, and we can see if we can get anyone on that's got a better story than you. I doubt it. Yeah. So tell everybody just a little bit about yourself.
So, hi everyone. Thank you so much, David, for having me at this podcast. So my name is Louai, as you said. I'm 24 years old, originally from Tunisia, North Africa. I moved to Dubai around 3 years and a half ago, and I own a marketing agency called Self-Made Social. And when we started the agency when we first started around 2 years ago, it was only focused solely on creating short-form content that goes viral organically without pushing any ads, without doing any like voodoo stuff to it. and now we have expanded and we have added more services like the graphic design, web development, 3D, VFX, literally I would say about 90% of everything marketing related that now we are doing. And as David said, I slid into his DMs. I'm like, hey bro, I see you're doing like some reels and some stupid stuff. How about like you come to Dubai and you say you're coming to Dubai, we can like meet up, and do some business together. And that's how me and David met, to be honest.
It didn't start that way, did it?
I think it did, yeah.
No, you didn't. I mean, your where you are now compared to where you started in Dubai. Tell us a bit about, let's go back before Dubai. What was life like in Tunisia?
So what life was like in Tunisia, to be honest, I was following the wrong path, to be honest, following like fake friends, which none of them like even talk to me right now. Following, like girls, like
what the girls like in Tunisia?
Stuff, like
tell me about the girls in Tunisia.
They're okay.
They're good.
My girlfriend's watching this.
It's fine. This is before Dubai.
So yeah, the girls were okay. Like I've been like like as any teenager in Tunisia, like like obsessed about like getting my name out there, like being more known with the girls, being more known with like the hood guys and stuff, and doing some illegal stuff, like like consuming drugs and whatever. And that's how the sad reality was, to be honest, in Tunisia. But then I also worked with my dad. My dad owns a small sweet shop. He makes them like in-house. We have a garage. He makes them and everything. And that's how I think
makes the sweets.
Traditional sweets, traditional Tunisian sweets, yeah. And we used to go to the souk, and have like a small cabin like this. We set it up on the streets and we used to sell.
What kind of sweets? Like candy? Like
it's. I'll give you
gummy
some.
Sweets.
No, not gummy sweets. It's like it's. There is the Italian nougat.
Yeah.
The white Italian nougat.
Yeah.
My dad makes that.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually originated from Tunisia.
Were you at school when he was doing that?
Yeah.
Is that how you got the
girls?
Then
I dropped off.
I girls in your school?
Huh?
Is that how you got the girls at school?
Yeah. Because I was sweet,
Sweet.
Nice. So yeah, and I followed the wrong path.
At what point did you decide, I want to go to Dubai?
So to be honest with you, I have my sister here. She's been living here for the last over the last 10 years. She's been living here, and I always looked up to her. Like whenever she comes to Tunisia to visit us for like a month or so, I see the lifestyle that she's living. Like she's going to nice places, like with nice people and everything. And I go with her like a few times, and that's when I realized like there is a better life in Tunisia, like in Dubai, better than Tunisia, like definitely. And so I started, like making a great relationship with my sister. I started being a good boy. I started listening more to my family, my sister, and the house and everything. And then like I called her. I'm like, listen, I'm stuck in Tunisia. And I have nothing to do here. It's either I'm gonna end up like following these bad guys, or I don't know what will happen to me.
What's the economy like? Are there jobs or?
There is jobs, but the salaries are very low. Like if we're gonna talk about salaries, like in dollars wise, I think the highest paid salary is like $1,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah, but the lifestyle is cheap. Like you can rent for cheap. Like you can rent a house, like a nice 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom, like next to like a nice area for like $100, $100 a month or something. So, but the lifestyle is cheap, but the salaries are also very low. You know, so like it's not the best. You know, so I told her, listen, like I know how to speak English. Like my English is good, and I know how to sell. I know how to talk to people. Just like help me get out of Tunisia, bring me to Dubai, and then I will handle everything. And that's what happened.
And when you got here, what happened?
So when I first got here, I was a lazy fuck when I first came to Dubai.
So you basically said to your sister, I'm going to work hard, and you got here and you thought...
I did nothing, yeah.
I'm here.
So
where did you live? With your sister or no?
Yeah, I'll tell you, yeah. So when I first came here, I stayed for the first, let's say, like, for the first 9 months with her in the house and the kids and everything. And I learned how to change diapers. I learned how to make food. I learned how to basically be like, be the second man of the house.
So you're already trained to be a dad?
Yeah, I'm already trained. I'm already trained to be a dad. So, but I got so lazy, like, because I felt very comfortable. Like, life in Dubai is not something that's life in Dubai. If you don't do it the right way and the fast way, you will end up missing on a lot of things. So what happened with me was when I first like moved with my sister, I was like, okay, I need to do this like this very fast. Then I was starting to feel more comfortable and more lazy. Oh, I wake up at 1 a.m. I wake up at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I don't know. I sleep whenever I want. I take the car and go whenever I want, like without their consent as well. When they are sleeping, I take the car. So like I started doing like all of this stuff, and without knowing what's the consequences basically. So then after that, I was like, I had a fight with her. Like she like, you know, told me, Louai, this is not right, and I can't take it anymore, and blah blah blah. So I lashed out and I told her, listen, I don't want to stay in the house anymore. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
So then I left. So I started working. When I left, I had only 1,200 dirhams in my name. That's everything. I went to a place called Satwa. Maybe you know it.
Like £200, 100 something pounds, something like that.
Yeah, so I went to a place called Satwa. I rented a partition. A partition, for those who don't know, it's like you open the door, you find the bed and maybe some walking space. So that's like, it's a small room in like a 1-bedroom house.
It's
so
like,
in a 1-bedroom house,
like
can
a prison
like they
cell,
can
like jail.
It's like prison cell basically. Yeah. So like a 1-bedroom house in here, they can like divide it into maybe like 5 or 6 partitions, and they can make good money with it.
Yeah.
So I lived in that partition for about 5 or 6 months, and I worked like various jobs in sales.
Bro, how did you eat food? How did you cook?
Bro, I'll tell you. So I told you I had 1,200 dirhams to my name.
Yeah. Break that down. Tell me how you.
I rented the room for 900.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 300 left.
I had 300 left. What did I do? So the first thing I bought with that 300 was a wallet. I still have it at home.
Yeah.
It was like for 10 dirhams, like in the from Satwa, you know. I was like, wallahi, I make a promise. I'm gonna fill all of this wallet with money, and I did eventually. So I still have it at home, wallah. So then, like the rest of the money, 290, I bought with 90 dirhams. I bought a lot of Indomie. Like, you know, the noodles basically.
Yeah.
And a lot of noodles, like the pack with like, it was like 5 packets. It was for like 5 dirhams. So I bought with 90 dirhams
as much as you could get.
Yeah, everything that I can get with noodles.
Didn't that fill up like half your room?
bro, that's the funny thing. So the funny thing is, my room, you open the door, you find the bed.
Yeah.
Basically, under the bed there is some space where you can keep your suitcase.
Yeah.
So I keep the food under the bed.
Yeah.
And there is no space for me to even like stand up properly and change my clothes or anything. I had to do everything by the bed.
Yeah.
You know, like I had to live like that, and that's fine. Because looking back at it now, like alhamdulillah, everything turned out well. So basically, and the rest of the money, I took it as transportation. Okay, let me just get a metro card and like a train card and whatever, and just like move around the city and everything. So I got a job at the same time while I was halfway homeless. I got a job with a marketing agency, as a salesperson. Now I have the sales experience. I know how to sell to people like literally anything. So, but I didn't have the marketing experience. And when whilst working with them, I noticed their top salesperson was doing a lot of money. Like he was making a lot of money, and there is money in this, you know. So what did I do? I went to Google and I remember it till this day, how to be marketing agency. I didn't even speak proper English, you know. so so like I typed that in, and I was like watching videos, watching like all of these marketing gurus and everything give tips and advice on how to do it, and I worked with them for about 9 months. After that I quit and I started my own agency.
How much money did you make?
Working with them, I made about 30,000. In that period, like throughout the 9 months I made about 30,000 on a monthly recurring.
And did you stay in that room?
Actually, after making that money, I stayed in that room.
That's smart.
I stayed in that room, but I only left when I left their company. I left and I moved to Business Bay, another room, but in Business Bay.
Yeah.
So I was low-key manifesting like having a proper apartment in Business Bay because I like the area, I like the skyline and everything. And now, alhamdulillah, I live in Business Bay. I have a 1-bedroom in Business Bay. So yeah, basically it's been a roller coaster, but I do really believe in manifestation, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to manifest something, at least try it, or try to be halfway there, because when you achieve it, you'll look back and you'll say this was easy.
It's true, bro. The other day I sat down in my room and I was going J-Lo, 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 J-Lo. And now she's doing a concert in Abu Dhabi, bro.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I'm manifested. So what made you go into marketing? Why choose a marketing company? Because I feel like now, maybe not then, but I feel like now, probably 1 in 3 people here in Dubai ask, what do you do? Oh, marketing. Like it seems to be a very common or popular thing here.
I'll tell you. So, you know why they call me the maestro of real estate content? Now, that recently I got called this name by one of my good friends. So basically what happened when I was working with that agency is I saw how many real estate related people like CEOs, brokers, developers, whatever, coming into them, and they eventually rejecting them because they didn't have the budget. And I'm like, I don't want money to go. You have, how much are you charging originally? 15,000? Oh, this agent only has 7,000. We can't work with him. No, give me that 7,000. I will work. You know? So I mastered that art of basically getting all of the clients that they have somehow rejected. And now all of these clients, they are either my clients or past clients of mine. So I saw the demand, especially in real estate, like because like 2 years ago, as you said, it wasn't the marketing world wasn't as saturated as now. Now, like every Dick, Tom, and Harry is a marketing agency owner, you know. But I totally respect that, because when you say marketing, you're not talking about only one aspect. There is like huge window of marketing.
Yeah,
what do you do exactly?
So many different things.
So many different things. Like one of our friends, like Burawi, he owns an ads marketing agency. I have organic short form videos. Another guy has cinematography. Another guy has graphic design. Another guy has a website development company, and it falls under marketing. So there is a lot of pillars that falls under marketing that many people think, oh, marketing is all the same, blah blah blah. Let me just like do a quick video and it will be done. No, bro, you need to work hard on it. So that's what I noticed when I was still working with them. There is a lot of demand from these real estate people. Like they have a lot of money and they are willing to invest, but many big companies, quote unquote, they're rejecting them because they don't match their budget. I'm like, I don't want to let money go. That money can be coming towards me, towards my family, my rent, my lifestyle and everything. So I started reaching out to all of these leads and eventually closed them. So what
do you do? Just undercut the market?
No, not necessarily undercut the market, because when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I partnered up with someone and I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I was a good salesman, but I needed someone who is much better than me in creating the actual content.
Yeah.
So I got one of my old friends to be a partner in my company. And okay, your task now is to create the content and make them go viral. I don't care. Just give me results of the clients. My task is to keep bringing in clients every month. And that's what happened. Then I learned, okay, now we have value. Actually, his content actually works. It blows up. So now we need to higher our prices. And now, like, I don't undercut the market, but I still hear like from...
I still think you're cheap.
He still thinks I'm cheap.
Yeah. I was like, why so cheap?
Yeah.
Deal, let's go. Just in case
bro.
you put the price up, I paid in advance.
You ended up doing that.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, he's gonna realize. No, but really, I think you're quite cheap for
I
what
mean,
for what
compared
you
to
get
what?
for what you get from you. I think you're very cheap.
I think, yeah, I mean, there is many categories of people and many budgets that we can. For example, I can't charge a restaurant or like a small business owner the same rate as I'm charging this real estate developer. A developer is investing millions in his building and probably hundreds of thousands of dollars or dirhams into his marketing. So of course I'm gonna charge him like very high. But for example, if someone has, I don't know, like making clothes at home or like, I don't know, like small business, I'm gonna charge them like way lower because I
but
know
they're gonna get different things.
they're gonna get different things, of
Yeah,
course,
as
yeah,
long as they
because
get different things,
because the
yeah.
developer is his aim is to sell more of his apartments. Even if he sells only one, he's gonna make all of his money back. If a developer sells only one apartment, he's gonna end up getting all of his money back. But if this guy, he needs to sell, I don't know, like 100 t-shirts to make up for what he's paying me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
So
but-
you're trying to be accessible for everybody.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, I'm trying to be accessible for everyone, and of course, keeping our standards high. And like, for example, like I can't charge too low for someone who I know on the long term will make much more money than me.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that. You know, it's very unethical. You know, and I need to also to keep our standards as a company. And now, like looking at it, we have over 10 employees in the company. Our office also is in Business Bay. We have about 5 people working from outside of the UAE, in India, Australia, Algeria. And also some other Tunisia. Also, I have 2 editors from Tunisia. Mostly our editors.
You know, when you first came here, being Tunisian, did that go against you at any point when you were trying to sell or close people?
To be honest, no, I didn't feel any. So see, the UAE is a very diverse place. Dubai is a very diverse city, and there is probably over 200 nationalities living together, all in peace. You know, so but I understand that there is like some certain nationalities that they feel hate towards or anything. When I first came here, I thought, because I heard from a lot of Tunisian people that Egyptian people are bad.
Yeah.
Then I was like, let me see what's up. So I went and I made friends with Egyptian people, and they turned out really good, and I'm still friends with them.
Yeah.
Then I met some Egyptian people, and they were not really great. Then I met some Tunisian people, and they were the worst. So it's like what's happening. So there is a lot of nationalities. You can be Indian, Pakistani, you can be Filipino. Any nationality is welcome in the UAE, is welcome in Dubai. And as long as you are like a decent human being, you have pure intentions, you're not willing to fuck people over and everything, you'll be good. You don't need to worry about being a certain nationality. And also, Nihari, what's the word?
I don't know. I forgot the word already.
So, yeah, and also like keeping a good image about yourself, keeping yourself presentable.
Do you know what? Touching on that, that's one thing that I've noticed. So recently, I went back to the UK for almost a week for a family event, and one thing I noticed when I landed was, why does everybody look so dry and like they don't take pride in themselves?
They don't like take care of themselves?
Not really. Well, yeah, but yeah and no. Like, I'm not shitting on England. That's where I'm from. But like, the standards are so much different. Like, for example, like I don't know. Let's say real estate, because we're talking real estate. You look at a real estate agent or somebody that works in an office job or something in the UK. They don't really make the effort. And then you look at like a real estate agent, Sophie, for example. Look at Sophie. She's always very well
On point,
presented,
yeah.
like all the time. Yeah. Now, find somebody of a similar job in the UK. Nah, bro, it's not the one. It's completely different. I feel you don't realize until you leave Dubai how high the standards are. I think if you come here for just like a week on holiday and leave, like you have that holiday romance and you're like, oh, it's nice. But then I can imagine, I can understand why people leave and say, oh, it's a bit pretentious and oh, it's a bit over the top. But when you live here and you get used to a certain standard of living, and then you leave it for a week, it's like leaving it's like hell. You get back and you kiss the floor, you're like,
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
I'm never leaving you again, because you don't realize. Have you noticed that when you leave as well?
So yeah, I mean, I have definitely, especially when I travel like for vacation. Like let's say I went to Turkey, I went to Lebanon, and I went to like some Asian countries as well. And I noticed that like, so what happened in Turkey is we were sitting at a restaurant like outside, like in an outside area. Me and my Turkish/Tunisian friend, we were sitting there, and bro, I was basically like on my phone like this, waiting for the food to come. Like a 10-year-old kid comes up to us, has all of these clothes on him. He puts it on the table and he goes like, yeah, this is for 200, this is for 100, this is for 300. And he's literally covering my hand, and I'm just trying to mind my business, you know. And then I respect the hustle, to be honest, you know. But you don't come up to people like that. Like especially in a place like Dubai, you get treated in such a way that you forget how life is outside of Dubai, you know.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
It's very different. Yeah, like let alone like leaving your phone on the table, reserving your table with the phone or with your wallet, and going to the bathroom or going anywhere. Like you can't do that anywhere in the world. Like literally anywhere you can't do that.
Is there a lot of crime in Tunisia?
No, not really a lot of crime, but recently, yeah, because there is a lot of immigrations that's now happening. Like people from like the from Central African countries are starting to come more into Tunisia, like illegally, and these are the ones who are kind of making trouble.
That's not good.
It's not good, but the president is working towards it. Is what I heard. Yeah.
He needs to look at Dubai and try and copy what Dubai did.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like around 5 or 6 years ago, a Tunisian witch came on TV and she said in 2025 Tunisia will be just like Dubai, and everyone was like, oh my god, we believe her. Like,
what do you mean a witch?
Like someone, I don't know, like what do you call these, like people who are people who look at the future and everything, like what do you call them?
Fucking delusional.
Yeah, delusional bitch. she came and she was like in 2025 Tunisia will be just like Dubai, the streets will be like Dubai, the cars will be like Dubai, everything will be like Dubai.
Yeah,
and we believed her back then because she was like a big hit.
Yeah,
but now looking at it, I'm like, never, bro.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not like belittling my country. I love Tunisia, I love the culture, I love the history and everything that we stand for, but we're still like years away from being.
Yeah, but the thing is, no matter how much you're chasing something that's ahead of you, it's always going to be still ahead of you.
Exactly.
You know, unless it slows down or goes backwards.
Yeah,
you'll never catch up.
Which is I don't think it's not going to happen. Like I don't think Dubai is ever going to slow down, to be honest.
It's not going to
with the amount of wealth this country has, with the amount of knowledge, even like Dubai is the third leading the UAE is the third leading country when it comes to AI. So first you have the USA, then you have China, then you have the UAE. And basically, like, why do you think Trump came all the way from America to visit the GCC? He was in Dubai.
He left with like $4 billion, right?
Billion, bro. Saudi alone gave him 600 billion.
What for? I didn't really look into it.
I don't know exactly what for, but it was for the like economical growth of both countries, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of projects.
What if in the future, like a scandal comes out, and we find out that ChatGPT, we're typing it in, and it's really just like a room full of like cheap labor, just Googling that shit real quick and then just giving you the information. That's a huge... Would you stop using it or would you carry on
using it?
No,
I would carry on.
Because it's the result you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would still use it. But I think I'm afraid of ChatGPT because me as a person, like I live with my girlfriend and we have... So basically everything that happens in my life on a personal level or on a professional level, I say to ChatGPT, hey,
knows everything
this
about
happened,
you,
blah, 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 blah. Not everything 100%, but you get me. Like, for example, if I'm dealing with a hard client and he's giving me a hard time and an argument that the first time I'm hearing about and I don't know how to come back to it and everything, I ask ChatGPT or I send him even the screenshot of the conversation. Here, what can I say next?
Yeah.
And he will tell me everything. Like, for example, my cat like is drooling. What should I do? This is a picture of my cat and so basically ChatGPT knows everything, even my house, because when we first rented the apartment, we took pictures of the empty place, we sent it to ChatGPT, give me nice furniture ideas. So and they gave us. So basically I'm afraid ChatGPT knows too much.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing. We're voluntarily giving all of our information every single day to this. What's going to happen like in the future?
Bro,
are you scared?
Bro, no,
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared. I mean, there is nothing that I can hide that is so bad, to be honest, you know. It's mostly just like work and personal life, but gift ideas for the girlfriend, or I don't know, like date ideas or stuff. But there is literally nothing that I'm afraid of.
What's a typical date night like in Dubai for you? Where'd you go? Where'd you take her?
Well, that's very That's very tricky question because there is a lot of activities that you can do in Dubai. There is the alcoholic activities that you can go to a typical bar or go to a nice like lounge or anything, have a cigar, have a couple of drinks and call it a night, have a nice dinner and then call it a night and that's it. Or there is like the non-alcoholic activities, which I love, to be honest, is going for a run.
Yeah, go for a walk along the beach.
Go for a walk along the beach. Go for a run. Go to I don't know, like Museum of Illusions. Go to Museum of Illusions.
I've been there. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's very nice. Yeah. Go to Museum of the Future, for example. Go to an adventure park. Something.
Yeah.
These are the best dates that you can do if you are an adventurous couple or anything, to be honest. But if you're just like all about the dinner and like chic and blah blah blah, it gets boring.
Yeah, and I guess it can be a bit of a problem because in Dubai, date night can be a bit like, like how, I don't know, you get a new car, you got a nice watch, you go out and you're in Dubai, like, you ain't shit. Like,
everyone
you see somebody with like a jet or like company that makes the watch you're wearing. Like, you could be on a date with a girl and you look over and you're like, fuck, look at all these girls. No, I'm joking. But no, the levels are very high here, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But one thing that's really inspiring with yourself is that even though the levels in Dubai are so high, and I think why I said at the beginning it's going to be hard for anyone to match your story, it's because, bro, people are coming from the UK, America, Australia, Germany, all over, Russia, everywhere, and they're already established, or they've got money behind them, or they've got backing, or they come because they've got an investor, or they're expanding an already established company, and they still struggle.
Yeah.
And you've come literally
nothing, just coming scratching my balls,
messing up your life still, and then deciding to put it right with no money, and now look, like,
I mean, to be honest,
and it's not, you're not just talking, you've actually done well. Like, even the time I've known you, like the levels up are like really, really high.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. And see, when I was a kid, I used to think that people who were born into wealth, like let's say if you are a rich dad and you have kids growing up and you give them everything, I used to think that they are the luckiest people alive. Like, oh my God, like I wish if my dad gave me that. Like, when I graduated like school, my dad gave me a beating just because I wasn't the top performer of the class,
Yeah.
So it's just different levels. And to be honest, now how I think about it is, if you are born into wealth, you're not lucky. You're just there trying to survive to keep that wealth with you. Because if you're just like, because actually you were born with more stress. Because, oh my God, I have all this money. What should I do? How should I invest it? How should I keep all of this money coming? That's more stress than having like, oh, I don't have any money at all to start with. Let me try something to try and make money. Because if you will only trying to make money, that will make more sense. Because even if you lose, you have nothing to lose. Even if you lost that opportunity, it's fine. You're going to try something else. You're going to learn from it. And probably eventually you will reach a point where you will actually make some money. But if you're born into wealth, I think you're already stressful. You're living
not
a very
even that. Like
life.
you try and escape what you're afraid of. And if you're born into wealth, you've never been afraid of being broke. Whereas if you've been broke and you've been from a really bad place,
and then you make your first money.
So you're constantly like, you can only be scared of what you know, right?
Yeah.
You know these people who watch boxing, for example, they're like the biggest critics and like, oh, you should have done this and you should have done that. You've never been punched in the face. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I think you've managed to excel so fast in such a compressed amount of time, because you are literally running from what you're afraid of.
Yeah. It's failure, basically.
Yeah. Well,
but
failure's not that bad. Failure's actually a good thing.
I mean, it is a good thing if you take what you learned from it and you keep moving. Because if you look at it as, oh, I failed, let me go to sleep. Like, you will never achieve anything. Slow
failure is the painful thing. If you're gonna fail, just do it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like when I get old, like, I don't want to be one of these guys who's like slowly dying. I just want to be like, lights out, motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? Done, bam, finished. Yeah. So listen, it was amazing having you on here.
Thank you so much, man.
Definitely, it's going to be hard for anyone to top this. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching. I know it's been a long time since we've uploaded anything. So if you did make it to the end and actually watch it, thank you so much. Do the usual, comment if you want to comment, share, subscribe, all those things. Tell everybody. And
message your mom, your aunt, your dog. Tell them all to tune in Levolution. Join Levolution.
Check the Instagram as well to see updates on what's going on. And look out for some more videos. I'll do a few more that aren't just podcasts, so we can keep you updated on what's going on. Thank you. We're out.